Alright, what is up? We are going to continue with our studies of text that we're trying to uncover stuff that has been lost by the wayside. I have just revealed to you all, off camera, that if you've ever seen Superman, where they're in that thing and it's like in space, that's what's up. We're in that. And because we got put in timeout for being shitheads. You guys did. And we're here to help. So, hey, how you doing? But here's the problem, you guys. Imagine trying to orient yourself when it's constantly flipping. Now, it is flipping, but we perceive it slower. So we're able to, like, but it is random, chaotic. We're in a black hole, okay? It's not cool. The black hole is not what you think. I mean, I say we're in a black hole because visually, but anyways, yeah, so like it does this, actually. And, you know, it's fine. We've made peace with this fact. So if that's jarring for you to hear, sorry. But what we're trying to do is get out of timeout. Have you learned your lesson yet, basically? Or are you going to be good now? Well, here's the problem. Sure, we might be, but we're still dealing with unawakened people who their default settings, either we got to change the programming on the back end, or we got to literally go door-to-door salesman style. So, I don't know what you guys want to do, but going on a hike today at some old mill of where a dam was built and whatnot back in the 18-somethings. There was like one of these lending library things, in which had this book, of course. Angie's eyes, I'm channeling, by the way, were drawn to it. It says the Norton Anthology of English Literature, and then it has something I can't read, and then 4th edition, that's what it says, volume 1A. Okay, and it has Chinese writing in it of some type. Let's see what it says. This would be interesting to me. To do, I'm going to turn off battery saver. How do I do such? That. Okay. And then what I'm going to do is, if there's people who can hear me now through the tech, I think that's a problem for you to figure out in life. Okay. Only this time. Only this time. Okay. Yeah, so I want to do it like this. And then I want to open that picture that I just took, mind you. It's very slow. Okay. And I wanted to do that thing with lens, where you do translate. Okay. Haha. No way, you guys. Okay. It says in Georgia. Oh, yeah. Hold on. In Georgia, Normal University Library. Okay. In Georgia, look for 7 or 8 condensations. And then it says, linked to classical Chinese literature, KKKKKK. We've been talking a lot lately about such a thing. This can expose secrets of the universe in some sort of way. I'll show you what I mean. Okay. I'm going to do it again. Okay, come on. Stop being slow. So this is what it looks like. Okay. In the book. It's upside down, but you see. So I'm going to take a screeny shotty. And then I'm going to do Google Lens. But I know, yeah, I want that out of the way. Hold on. Google Lens, translate, detected. In Georgia. Look for 7 or 8 condensations. Lianjing, Classical Chinese Literature 2, and then a bunch of K's. No. Stop being stupid. Shin. Oh my Lord, have mercy. Now, how many K's are here? There was 3, but they got cut off. Like 2 sets of 3, and then there's a KK. What does that mean? We got 1 more to go. Now that might not make sense to you, but I'm telling you. Okay. K times 3 squared plus KK. Better. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P. If you get what I'm saying. K, K, L, M, O, P. Okay? Okay. Now, koala care. And then seeing the circle K. Is how they hit it. So that you see it 3 times. And it tells you something. This might not make any sense to people. Anyways, moving on. So, the reason for... So it says volume 2 is the Romantic Period, Abrams, Victorian Age, Ford, the 20th century. How do you say that? Deichus? Ooh, more Chinese. I didn't know it was I didn't know it had Chinese. There was 4 Chinese people, I guess. Copyright is... First one was 1962. Okay. Why do we care? Somebody said, why do we care about this? And go away. Alright, I'm not going to sit here and do all this, but the Middle Ages to 1485. Pearl. Let's do that. $2.99. So we're gonna move the $2.99. Okay. Now, I did something where I said I want to adjust the temperature, and it wasn't working quickly enough. So what I did instead was I put a space heater out here. It's life hacks for... Oh no, it's working, but it's not working yet. But it will. But it isn't yet. But it will. Okay. Pearl is preserved in the same manuscript as Sir Gawain, and the Green Knight. It is generally believed to have been written by the same poet. Like Piers Plowman, it is a dream vision concerning love. You don't say a dream vision. 813 it said. And again, like Piers Plowman, it purports to be written by a dreamer who needs to learn in his heart Christian truths that he already knows in his head. You can know something in your heart, but you don't know it, or in your heart, but you don't know it in your soul. So first you know it in your mind, then you know it in your heart, and then you have to know it in your soul. Something like... Now, here's the thing. That means it's second nature. Okay? In Pearl, the narrator's grief for the loss of a jewel is so extravagant. You didn't lose it, did you? Talking about a ring. Telepathically. As to suggest that the pearl he speaks of must stand for something more irreplaceable than a mere ornament. Because, you know, one of Angie's kids, her name is Perla. And so there's always the consideration that maybe it's talking about that. But whether it is or not, because she was a hot topic today, as in we were talking about her earlier regarding certain things in the past. But that's not where we're at right now. It's just an aside. Yet it is only gradually that we come to realize that the pearl-bedecked maiden he meets in his dream is the thing he has lost. So, and that on earth she was his infant daughter. The adult form in which he sees her is, of course, spiritual. It is her mission to explain to him that his grief for her death is not only extravagant, but according to Christian principles, wrong, for she has become a bride of the Lamb of God, in a heaven whose physical characteristics are those of the New Jerusalem described by St. John in the book of Revelation. You don't effing say. Question. regarding the Nag Hammadi. The Nag Hammadi. Yeah. You follow? Like, what did we read yesterday? Let me pause this. I'm going to go get the Nag. Alright, and we're back. So, yesterday we did the thing with Thomas, aka Judas. Here's the secret book of John. Now, this says Saint John in the book of Revelation. Yeah, let me go to the... You may say, by the way, why are we using religious scriptures, texts, whatever? Because we feel, especially after yesterday, in the book of Thomas revealed to us, that we have descended from them. You may say, well, geez, they were fucking terrible to have crucified Jesus. Well, yeah, but they bounced out, and then basically we're left holding the bag. Does that distract me? Or the astral. They go, they tell me. They ping me and say, that's distracting. No problemo. Okay. Yeah, you guys are watching live? Sweet. I like it when they watch live. Some of them aren't here yet. Yeah. Here. Where am I at? Channeling room? Am I guide? Hey, when am I? Because I'm in 2026 on Earth, and if I'm guide on the ship, are we prepping to receive? That'd be so fucking fantabulous. Man, I really hope so. We can do about 100 to 200 at a time. 100 individuals, 200 individuals, 100 duels. If you understand life. Okay. Ooh, yeah. I know it's in here. About the, Revelation. I know we read something about Revelation here. Well, Revelation of Peter. This is Revelation of John. Okay. I don't have a Bible right here. But I will say that, let's go to 487, which is the Revelation of Peter. We've read through this. I'll know if it has notes. Okay. So, we went through it. No, this is Seth, yeah. Okay. The Revelation of Peter has, yeah, we went through it. You can see the writing on the wall level. Do you know what level means? We started talking like that on the ship, but not. Oh, this is the deer. Okay. I don't like that that's in here. I would get another one, actually. Oh, this is where the alien wander. So we're back there, whatever that was. Not worried about it. But I will say, this is the one where Jared and I were doing some kind of office. I'm at work at the office, too. Why are we back at work? It's not a problem. I'm saying why. Like, I've been shifting around a lot. And I know I was at work earlier. And I came to sit down. Why am I at work? Instead of, and I think I was yesterday too. Oh yeah, I was. Alright, so if we had Paula here, and Pamela, and 13, Angie was channeling Pamela. She wasn't actually here, per se. Although she looked a lot like her. So there's a difference. That means Angie was a temp, in my opinion. Unless otherwise said to me. If she can morph into her, basically. Although Angie was sitting there too. Is that a temp as well? Yes. Okay. So I think I explained this yesterday. A temp could be like an inanimate object that we focal point on, and we could actually see them as a person. But the energy is more important than that, pretty much. Pretty much level like. See? Pretty much. Pretty much. Level like. Does that make sense? That if you're like, you know, pretty much like that. Level like level like B. Pretty much like that. Level like B. Does that make sense? Level like B like that? Level like? Pretty much just like that, you know what I mean? So it translates such. Okay. So I don't know what the religious is regarding Revelation of John. That's the biblical one as far as I am aware. Not going there. But if you went to Bible study, you know that one sucks. So, yeah, I don't know how to do that. It won't snap back in. She resolves the dreamer's doubts about infant salvation, whether those who die in infancy can attain heaven, which apparently increased his grief for her death, because she was an adult, probably. But it is not without a struggle and with some impatience that she manages to do this, for the dreamer remains stubbornly earthbound. He cannot easily accept the fact that his daughter has become so exalted in heaven and fears that she has misbehaved, putting herself forward too aggressively, because he's like the old conditioning and patterns. He has trouble comprehending the paradox that in heaven varying degrees of honor and total equality exist simultaneously. And one feels that even after his dream, he will find it hard to accept in his heart Pearl's doctrine, that the Pearl he ought to seek is not herself, but the one the merchant in Matthew gave all his wealth for, the kingdom of heaven. Wouldn't you give everything you have to get out of this fuckhead's place? This fuckhead's place. Who's the fuckhead? Satan archetype, whoever that may be. You guys fucked up so bad, we're gonna isolate you and let you figure it out. You're condemned there forever. We are here forever, cut off from the galaxy until we figure it out. Now, they will take individuals out, but the more that leave, you notice the worse it gets. And so we're like, we will help to an extent. We're not gonna sit here and freaking be crucified again, though. You know what I mean? We get born into some really crappy situations in order to help. And there was programming that really screwed some stuff up. So we got some enemies and bones to pick. People that made it worse and worse and worse. If you have a life 1 and you know that it went pretty decent, and then 2 and 3 got increasingly worse, and now they want us to do a life 4, they, meaning the bad guys, no fucking thank you. So you're very lucky that Angie woke up and said no thanks, because she had such a crappy life that she said. And a lot of you guys figured you're just going to get old and die and get reincarnated. And if that was what you had resigned to, you owe everything, all his wealth, for what Angie has done for you. She has, quote unquote, died for your sins level of 2026. And yet, I think she's rocking it because she's holding down a house and a whole bunch of shit. So, in my opinion, I'm helping from the future, but I have the advantage of having been given knowledge. She attained it from within. You understand what I mean by that? Like, some people say, well, she channeled it. Okay, so too did other channelers, true. But you guys were waiting for somebody to come rescue you, see? And Angie was like, I don't think anybody's fucking coming. I wouldn't. Not when you deal with life the way you deal with it. This breaks glass. Angie got it. You know why? She kept having this freaking weird feeling of, what if I'm in the car and I have to break a window and I can't get out? Do you know why? Because we empty room her with certain things so that just in cases, because she's enemy number 1 within here, because they don't want you to leave and get awakened. So we've had to do a lot of things to get her to be able to stay safe. And got to catch them all. We don't know if we still have them all. So it is not safe yet to expose her. We'll do our best, but we're still stuck in this shit. And we don't know all the things yet. We're not all knowing. We're just all helping. And if they grab her in a way that keeps her down, I don't know what to say. Because, like, I'll stay with her, but I'll fucking hate it. You know? I wouldn't make any of you stay. It would just be me and her. And I mean that. If there ever gets to be a point when it's like, cut and run. I highly suggest you do. If it came to that, you know what I mean? You would know. If I'm like, get the fuck out of here, and get the fuck out of here, and we'll figure it out. Because we'd be better off without your help. If you don't know what you're doing, you know what I mean? Angie knows a lot. I know a lot. We just dumb it down for a lot of reasons. So, in the meantime, we don't mind being like this. We don't want publicity and blah, blah, blah. For safety reasons, we want to get done with this. We want to get free and out. Like, the open contact that Bashar channels is us on the ship. Because Bashar is on that ship. And he really, really wants to get off that ship. And so he channels to Daryl and says, open contact, blah, blah, blah. We're all of the same mind. You know, we want that too. But at the expense of what? You know, and it keeps getting pushed off. So 27 is fine with the eclipse, I guess. But in the meantime, fuck that. Like, let's keep trying for disclosure and whatnot. But what we're doing, like, so let's say Area 51, what we're doing is basically trying to make them not hate their lives while we wait to get them out. Because there's certain quote-unquote celebrities, I don't know why it came through like that, military members and whatnot, who are mistreating the aliens at 51 and other bases. So this was written a long-ass time ago, 1375, 1400. I don't know when we got quarantined. So we are in quarantine, okay? We're in lockdown, we're in isolation. However, we do have visitors who are checking on things sporadically, periodically. We do have divine intervention sometimes. We do have outside intervention sometimes, galactic. Angie is able to leave the quarantine and go do things. She's one of the only ones. I dare say she's the only one. Source level? Probably. Why did she come back? I can tell you right now, every time she comes back, she's like, I hate it here. And we're like, we do too. We hate it here because she is not allowed to tell us how great the future is. Future of 6025, very limited compared to galactic. You guys can't comprehend because it's outside of this simulation. It's a parallel of difference. So we've talked about this before. This says mission school at the top. Interesting. All right, let's keep going. We're assuming that we'll be able to, in the old times, get keys of wisdom to get out of this mess, because we believe this was written. This predates the quarantine isolation. And yeah, we are flipping around. They have us on like a rotisserie kind of vibe. Basically, we don't know. We don't know if whoever is having us be flipping around, is it a parameter of our punishment, or if it's a, if I can't leave, you never will either. Follow? Update? Thank you. Alrighty, moving on. The vision he is granted at the end of the poem is broken off when he tries to cross the stream that separates him from the heavenly city, because he is eager to rejoin his pearl, whom he sees among the 144 virgins, as described by St. John. You guys think of virgins as have never had penetration of intercourse vaginally, or as a man has never penetrated a woman vaginally, right? This is not a children's program, people. Okay, the way this is written in, does it not look a lot like what we've been doing? For this book to be where we were earlier today, and by the way, the page is 299. So we have two, Brandon is a 2, okay? Sorry, you guys are 99s, and Brandon's a 2. That means he was a 1, And now he's a 2. He got promoted to a 2, if you will. We used to rate each other based on how awakened. And so we had, or proficient at a skill. What level of channeler is this? A 2. Brandon got promoted to a 2 of something today. Not my problem, rather not, you know, linear speaking. Brandon's a human, you know. And I don't think, I know he wouldn't actually mind me talking about him like this. Because it's not disrespectful. But some of the other previous stuff being so disrespectful that he's gonna be able to, he's given permission to eradicate some, hey, hold on, hey, what's up? Okay, move on. Nosiness and such problems. Okay. I can't keep talking if you guys get weird. Alright. If you guys get weird. Anyways. Before the throne of the Lamb, he awakens from his dream. A chastened and perhaps more patient man, like Langland's will, has been taught that he must apprehend more profoundly what he already knew, subconsciously, or integrate. Yes, integrate. Technically, the poem imitates a perfectly rounded gem. It consists of 20 sections, all but one of which contain 5 12-line stanzas with the inordinately difficult rhyme scheme: A B A B A B A B B C B C. Not unexampled in inordinately difficult, in Middle English poetry, but never elsewhere attempted in so long a poem. Within the sections, the last word of each stanza is the same, in form if not in meaning. Okay, in form if not in meaning. I like that. And is repeated in the first line of the following stanza, and this word also appears in the first line of the succeeding section. The chain thus formed is made whole by the fact that the last lines of the poem echo, which expand in meaning the first. Perfection of form is broken only by section XV, which contains 6 instead of 5 stanzas. So that's 15, which is the double card. Am I right? Or is that 16? Hold on. Tomorrow. So, explore cards. And, correct. 15 is the double card, which we talked about at length yesterday with Pamela regarding certain things as such. Therefore, perfection of form is broken only by section XV, which contains 6 instead of 5 stanzas, so that the poem is not of the round number of 1200 lines, but of 1212. Okay? 3-3. Hidden. Perhaps the poet intentionally broke the pattern because he felt that any jewel of man's making must be imperfect, or perhaps he was responding to the fact that the multiple 12 times 12 is 144, and that 144 is a reflection of the 144 virgins in the Book of Revelation that provides much of the imaginative stimulus for the poem. All right, you guys ready for the poem? Called Pearl. It's long. I don't know if we're going to do all this. We most definitely will start it. Holy crap. It is long. Now, interestingly, the beginning is very... all that intro is very well gone through. But the poem itself, she started... I feel it's, you know, she that had written in here. Then she basically was like, screw this. Well, don't you think that This is interestingly important. So on page 300, pearl that a prince is well content to give a circle of gold to wear. Boldly I say all orient, brought forth none precious like to her. So comely in every ornament, so slender her sides, so smooth they were. Ever my mind was bound and bent to set her apart without a peer. In a garden of herbs I lost my dear. Through grass to ground away it shot. Now love sick the heavy loss I bear of that secret pearl without a spot. Now, I don't know if you know this or not. This doesn't sound like he's talking about a child he lost. If so, that's not the right kind of energy I would assume, but hey. Since in that spot it sped from me so, often I watched and wished for that grace that once was wont to banish woe and bless with brightness all my days, that clutches my heart in cruel throe and causes my blood to rage in race. Yet sweeter songs could no man know than silence taught my ear to trace. And many there came to think of her face with cover, almost clover, yeah, of clay so coldly fraught. O earth, you mar a gem, past praise, my secret pearl without a spot. So like a perfect pearl, I guess. That spot with spice must spring and spread, where riches rotted in narrow room, blossoms white and blue and red, white, and blue, lift now a light in blaze of noon. Flower and fruit could never fade, or pearl plunged deep in earthen tomb. For the seed must die to bear the blade, that the wheat may be brought to harvest home. And then it has footnotes, like, I don't know where it is, but yeah, there's one and then two. All right, the verse translates which follows the intricate pattern of the original. So it's just set up like the Nog in such ways. Good out of good and all to good out of good to all and some. Such a seed could never have come to naught, nor spice and splendor spare to bloom from that precious pearl without a spot. So it's very, yeah. So here, of that secret pearl without a spot, my secret pearl without a spot, the wheat may be, oh, that's not the end. From that precious pearl without a spot, of my precious pearl without a spot, on that precious pearl without a spot. So important is section 1. It always ends with that. The second section always ends with the same. So let's focus on that. So what is spot? Rude. I want to try to translate what it was written in Chinese for the word spot, because it's going to tell us the secrets of the universe. Here's a fucking funny part. I'll tell you right now, somebody who speaks Chinese who wrote these notes. Okay, this is the key to the universe, is these handwritten notes, because they weren't expecting that. They weren't expecting somebody who speaks Chinese to help us out with channeled, basically, or something. And they weren't expecting tech department to be able to throw us a bone, basically, by figuring this kind of crap out. Understand, like, there's a whole bunch to this, okay? So what I'm going to do is what I did earlier, which is that Google Translate stuff. Share Beian. B-E-I-U-A-N. I don't know what that means. Appear, based on. Okay. I really want to know. So they're saying that this means appear. What's the based on part? Interesting. It's like not even there. It's hidden. Like white font. Oh, okay. It's right here. So it interpreted this as based on. Okay, check this out then. On the other side, it says to seek is not herself, but the one the merchant in Matthew gave all his wealth for. Okay, hold on. So back to that. Pearl's doctrine that the pearl he ought to seek is not herself, but the one the merchant merchant in Matthew gave all his wealth for, the kingdom of heaven. We need to figure that out. I need a Bible that has bigger font. You know what I mean? Bigger type. Oh yeah, we forgot about that. We forget about a lot of stuff because we haven't integrated it yet ourselves. We're doing it live. See, we were doing all this and you guys were just living stupid lives, and we were like, well, where Angie's at with life, let's get her to help from Earth. Unheard of, but yet here you guys are all now. But we realized there was a lot of problems that you guys were having. A lot of people trying to take her out and whatnots. Thankfully, we know tricks you guys don't, as you can see and have seen. So nothing about Matthew in here particularly. However, I get prompted to do things. Go to the back. And look for Matt, as in Matthew. Ooh, 9 gates, city of. And so then I get caught on that. 363. You know why? Johnny Depp. If you know, if you know. If you don't, if you don't. What did they say? 363. Okay. Yeah, we cut off a lot, but I tell you, when we get to try to figure out life, we try to figure out life. Oh, we've read this before, like way before you guys were around. Angie did. I mean, I know. What era are we talking about? Okay. Oh, you're never gonna believe this. Stop. Wait a minute. Don't cheat. 363. Listen to this. Don't look. Don't cheat. Red clover level. Okay. Some people asked about hardships. Peter replied and told them. This is the Acts of Peter and the 12 apostles, by the way. What he heard on the way, for they had endured hardships in their ministry, he said to the man who offered to sell the pearl. Okay, you follow? I mean, I'm just saying. Like, okay, follow. I didn't look for the word pearl. I went to look for Matt, like Matthew. I was drawn to the city of 9 gates. Okay. Which now we're talking about the pearl. Oh. Referenced by Peter level. Okay. I said level, so what does that mean? The Acts of Peter, you know. We wrote a lot here. This is the one we couldn't find, okay. Be not scared. We is ETs, LOL. We like extra queso on our pizza, please. Why are you so serious? A or B? Zeta or Zeta with the X or a Z? Blah, blah, blah. Listen to music while channeling. 10 years. Angie is mad, angry, not loco. Essay. Hilarious. Read and make notes with footnotes. July 2nd, 25. We choose you. These are the words of which will be preserved for the future generations of mankind. Any writing can be used to acquire knowledge, like an oracle. Some writing is more helpful, pure than others. Discern with vibes, which is useful for the times. Children can be awakened only when the world can be gentle. Otherwise, it causes soul scars. We feel you are ready for OC, and we may just go and do that. This was written to Angie, obviously, you know. Don't worry. No one will believe it anyways. But if more than one, perhaps. We have been overcautious to not put you in harm's way, but perhaps that has caused too great of a delay to overcome now, E.T. Now, interestingly, we couldn't find this again after she had read it, right? And people are like, they want to see it. Well, maybe it was because to show you things like this. You're not supposed to do that. You're supposed to be chill and such. Well, how about this? Yeah, I'm going to close that. So that was page... The poor approach the man offering pearls. we're going to go back because clearly there's something here. Oh, you got to hear that. This is insanity. If you don't understand life yet, you will, I guess, maybe. I don't know. 356, smiley face. Okay. I'm going to read it. Nag Hammadi Codex VI, which is 4, yeah. Like GTA. When the fuck are we gonna get the Nag Hammadi Codex 5, huh? Rockstar. Rockstar. Contains a wide range of tractates, 8 treatises, yeah, are of different orientations, 3 of which belong to Hermetic Gnosis. I know Gnosis. If I say words wrong, just chill. Gnosis. Gnostic. Gnosis. Gnostic. Nah, stick this up here. Stick it up here. Okay. I don't know, we just come up with random shit. Update, please. Blah, blah, blah. Moving on. This highly allegorical treatise opens with an account uttered by the Apostle Peter, who relates how, sometime after the crucifixion, he has his companions wish to accomplish the ministry Christ entrusted to them and embark on a ship. Okay. 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 Yo, do y'all want to get the fuck out of here or something? Or do you want to just stay around and play fart games? Because I'm telling you right now, you want to get on a fucking ship or not? Get the fuck out of here. We have to come back, but I swear to God, let's do this shit. Because, man, stop it. Entrusted to them and embark on a ship. Okay. After having sailed a day and night, sailed being the figurative, or not, they encounter what is probably a providential sign. The wind brings them to a small city in the middle of the sea. So an island, yeah? Once on the dock, Peter is told that the name of the town is Abide in Endurance. Quote. Now listen. Bardo speak. Illusion B. Actual sailboat level of ship and a dock and a modern day UFO of sort. Yeah, like we know what the frick it looks like because we're on it. It's that mothership one, the egg-shaped one. But then there's the littler ones that, you know. Okay. As he inquires for a place where he may lodge with his companions, he encounters a fine-looking man holding a book and a box made of precious wood. So a book and a box of, like, ooh, that's nice. So you're a fine-looking man with a book and a nice fancy box of some sort with probably something in it. We would assume, yeah? But I like how it says a fine-looking man. Does that mean good-looking, or does it mean, like, can I interest you in my wares level? Something like. This man, whose body is only partly visible to Peter, cries out, "Pearls, pearls!" The apostle addresses him, thinking he is an inhabitant of the city, and asks him about a place to lodge, since he and his friends are strangers in the city. But the man is a stranger himself. So he's like from out of town selling pearls to this place, you know? The announcement about pearls catches the attention of rich people, only for a short time. Poor people, on the contrary, surround the man, eager to see a shining pearl, even if they cannot afford to buy it. Ooh, I want to see, I want to see. This foreign merchant tells them that they will be able to see the pearl if they agree to come to his city, and they may even be able to own it if they wish. He will graciously offer the pearl to them. At this point in the story, Peter asks the man to disclose his name. Who the fuck are you, man? Because think about it, you guys. The way I see it is obviously this dude's like a time traveler of knowledge, I would assume. You want one of these? You can come with me and get it. But it's going to cost you everything because you got to leave everything behind. You got to Job yourself, basically. Peter also wants to find out about the hardships of the trip to the merchant city because he and his companions are entrusted with spreading the word of God everywhere. So they're thinking mission. The merchant reveals his name is some crap I can't pronounce. Lithargol. As well as its meaning, light, bright stone. An appropriate name for someone who sells luxury items. Check this out. Light, bright stone. Translate. Forward, back. Diamond eyes. It's diamond, not pearl. Figured such, but not sure why. Why pearl, not diamond? A diamond in the rough. So they called it a pearl? I don't get it. Explain. Difference of pearl, as we understand. Oyster. Diamond from coal. Under pressure. Under pressure. Da, 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 da. Okay. Alright, what is it? A diamond or a pearl? A ruby? Like what? What is it? So pearl is a noun, or a title rather, or something for gem. Something like? We're not sure. We're still figuring that out. However, if his name is Light Bright Stone, what do you think? Yeah, like a prism. That's why we're thinking diamond, actually. Diamonds Men's Club. Bright stone. It's a stone. It's a gem. Yeah, obvious. Light bright. Yeah, like rainbow bright, but no. The light bright. Like a flashlight? Light? Illuminate my room? Since my mind a flight? Like, it needs light to prism out rainbow, doesn't it? I don't know. We're still working on this. But his name being Light Bright Stone, the L, E-L, he was an angel probably, yeah. Goes on to describe the way to his city, which is named, yeah, it says ruined. It's no, we see ruined. It's no longer in existence, of course. He's a horse. After its 9 gates. Yeah. How do we even, you know? They made that movie scary to fuck you guys up, to make you not want to do it or whatever, but whatever. Only those who have left everything behind, an illusion, not illusion, but like alluding to the well-known theme of renunciation, are able to reach it. The way is extremely dangerous, and people may be attacked by robbers and wild beasts. After seeing a dramatic vision of a city surrounded by waves and walls, Peter sets off with his companions, and they avoid the hazards of the road, thanks to the advice of the merchant. When they arrive at the gates of the city, he comes to meet them, meaning that guy. Lithium? What do we want to call him, I'm saying? Lethargic? Light. Yeah? Lively? What does life mean? Like lively, like light, right? Be lively or something like that. Life. Select all. Copy. Why people be mad that Angie erases all this? Like she cares. You guys are silly butts. Silly butts. Okay. I know I'm weird. Go away. Select all. L-I-T-H-E. Death. You guys are like, I know what the word means. Hey, 6 minutes to get back. 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 Cool. Are we good? Okay. I know, I'd be looking loco 3NG. Okay. Blah, blah, blah. flexibility and slenderness. Athletes, dancers, animals like cats or leopards, springy, elastic. So Angie doing Tai Chi probably. Or we have soft, mild, or gentle. So tender and mild. You know. Okay, sure. Okay. While thin just refers to weight, life specifically refers to the quality of movement. Yeah. When she does Tai Chi level. Alright. 5 minutes. Hey, you can do that for me, right? Who? You can do that for me? Alright. Because I don't want to be... I'm used to doing it, but... that's just because we're so insistent on it. Alright. Moving on. What do you want to call them? Lith? We'll see what it comes out as. Updates. He does not look like a merchant, but rather. When we do words wrong, it's for reasons and such. We, pay attention. Who's a rat? Somebody's a rat. Always. Like a physician holding an unguent box. The frick is that? 4 minutes. Unguent. No. Deaf. Yeah, I'm really annoyed that people can see the screen. They want to see it so bad that they gotta see the screen, and I'm so fucking annoyed, and I want them to stop. Please fucking go away. 4 minutes. Okay. Soft, greasy, or viscous substance. Topical medical treatment, lubricant for the skin, ointment or salve. Okay, so basically something for maybe burns or boils or acid burns or something such, like inside joke. And followed by a young disciple carrying a pouch full of medicine. At first the apostles do not recognize him, Lith, and Peter asks the man to show him his house. But shortly thereafter, the mysterious physician reveals himself as Christos. No way. So not only did they not recognize him handing out the pearls, or whatever, selling the pearls, but then they got there and they didn't recognize him because he seemed like he was a physician now. They didn't, notice. But now he's like, yo, it's me. He revealed himself. He exhorts the disciples to go and heal the sick people of the city who believe in his name, and he offers his pouch of medicine to them. John points out that he and his companions have not been taught how to heal. He says, how then shall we know how to heal bodies as you have told us to do? Yeah. Not as you've told us, but as you've told us to go do. He answers him stating, the doctors of this world heal what is of this world, but the doctors of souls heal the heart. He counsels them to heal bodies first, without worldly medicine, so that people will believe in their power to heal illnesses of the heart. After a file, look at the file, update, warning about rich people who are even within the churches, a polemical aside, directed towards Orthodox Christianity, which is Eastern, like Russia. The treatise ends with the disciples, disciples, prostrating themselves in front of Christ and worshiping him. In the lively style of the novel, The Acts of Peter and the 12 Apostles addresses the theme of the missionary journeys of the apostles, a motif developed especially in the apocryphal Acts of the Apostles. An interesting parallel can be drawn between Acts of Peter and the 12 Apostles and Acts of Philip. In the latter text, Philip arrives at the city of Azotus. On the coast of Palestine. After a dangerous voyage from Candace in Ethiopia, I'm gonna look at a map real quick. Where the frick is Candace? Check on Candace, please. Human level. Okay, just checking. AZO. If you don't know who she is, you're dumb. Just saying. I don't know if it'll work. It's now called, oh, it's now Israel. You don't say. You know what I mean by that? You don't say. So, how far down did Palestine go? I could be wrong on this, but hey. And then where is, yeah, directions. So, question, you guys. A dangerous voyage. Question about the Red Sea that was parted by Moses. Are you following? Water, water. What are you waiting for? That was a lot more water. Because that was a voyage. Follow? The Red Sea, okay, Persian Gulf, was, the thing about Cyprus, the only thing there was that tree, basically, if you know what I'm talking about, the olive branch. So all the region of flooding and whatnot was over here. This was the center, because why does everybody technically originate from Africa, Greece, Italy, all that area? Because that's all there was at the time. All this stuff is extra later on. Okay, this is all new. And why? And why? Because it was like this. This used to be all green and lush and perfect, and then it got all screwed up or whatever. Let's create more. Let's start over here. So let me tell you about discovering. How about if it's viewed like this? It's ours because we rendered it. We made you, basically. You know what I mean? All these Virgin Islands and such. Think about it. The Virgin Islands. They've been untouched. We basically created groups of people. Tower of Babel style. They don't speak the same languages as each other. Why? One of two reasons. Either they've been templated with difference, or they were already started maybe the same, but then due to isolation of region, they would be, it would, you know, over time it would adapt and evolve. Okay, well, great. But who thought that's their property and that they can do whatever they want with the women? You know what I mean by that? Who thought right, rather, was it a mentality of bullshit, or was it literally like, I made this for myself and I'm an asshole? Are you following? If you made an entire island of women of your choosing, exotic and whatever, and you're like, I'm going to go visit that and do what I want with those 144,000 virgins level, okay? Because you're a fucking asshole. We're not talking about Christopher Columbus, mind you. We're talking more about like John Smith, okay? And I don't really know if it's history repeating or if that's a potential of creation after origination. So there's the original, then there's the creation, then there's the simulation, is what we were talking about earlier. So original predates the creation. Our Father, who art in heaven level, be creation. Original, he says, that's OG level even before me. I don't got nothing to do with that because I didn't have nothing to do with that. Bible talks about creation. So there's a Bible that predates the Bible, which we have, and it's very compatible. 1, 2, and then 3 is the simulation. We don't have a Bible for the simulation. I'm going to end this in an hour and I'll start again. Peace.